taking a look at some streaming from home options this week. And this first one is less of a review, more of just a heads up that this is now out there and you can watch it. Hamilton is now on Disney+. And this is Hamilton, the smash hit Broadway musical from musical genius and all-around amazing human being, Lin-Manuel Miranda. Unless you've been living under a rock for the last however many years, you are aware of Hamilton and the fact that it is this crazy smash hit and, sold out on Broadway for however long and all the touring shows, and it's impossible to get tickets and it's so expensive. And even if you could get tickets, it's an amazing show. And they have taken that show and they filmed it in, I think, 2016 with the original cast. And it's not an adaptation. You are just seeing the stage show, but you are seeing it much closer than literally any tickets you could ever buy, and for much, much less money. Like literally, I think the cost of a 3-year Disney Plus subscription is less than what someone would probably pay for face value tickets, at least on Broadway when it was first coming out. I was lucky enough to see it at some point on Broadway, and I gotta say, I almost preferred this version of it in that one, yes, you get to see the original cast, and no shade to the cast who I saw, they were amazing, but by the time I saw it on Broadway, I hadn't actually heard it at that point. It had been out for a while and everyone was singing it and everyone was very familiar with it. And so the audience was actually laughing and reacting and oohing and awing before the actual punchlines and like beats of the actual show. And so I was like, I couldn't hear because they were reacting over what the actual inciting thing was supposed to be because they already knew what was coming. I didn't. It was a very frustrating experience because it's not a cheap thing to go see. So this is your chance to see it in the clearest possible form, and I highly recommend you enjoy it. I'm not even 5 out of 5, whatever it is. Like just check it out. It's on Disney Plus starting now. Very fitting for your Independence Day weekend. The other film I have this week, not as big as Hamilton because nothing is as big as Hamilton. It's called The Truth, or La Vérité, and it stars Catherine Deneuve and Juliette Binoche and Ethan Hawke, although Ethan Hawke is just kind of along for the ride. And it's directed by Hirokazu Koreeda, who did Shoplifters, which is an amazing Japanese film, and I highly recommend you check that out as well. This film is in French because, it's got all this French talent in it. It also has little bits of English. And basically, Catherine Deneuve plays an actress of a certain age, which, oh, what a stretch there. And Juliette Binoche plays her daughter, who is a screenwriter. And Ethan Hawke plays Juliette Binoche's husband, who is a kind of wannabe actor. And he's periphery. This is really the story of Catherine Deneuve and Juliette Binoche. And I will say this is a very actor-oriented film. Like there are a lot of moments where Catherine Deneuve is making a film in it, and there's a lot of parallels of the story being told out through, the fictional sub-film within the film that she's making, and then her relationship with her daughter, and then her daughter's visiting and her granddaughter's there, and it's just kind of working out some of the challenges and stuff they haven't spoken about in their relationship. There are a couple acting beats in this and scenes that are just phenomenal. Like you cannot argue with the quality of either of these actresses or Ethan. Again, I don't know why I keep bagging on Ethan Hawke. He's just there. It could have been anybody. It didn't have to be Ethan Hawke, I think, is why I was like, I'm confused. Like Catherine Deneuve just plays self-absorbed so well. There's just this heartbreaking scene towards the end, and then she just like has this moment. I was like, damn, this is so true to a character. Not her necessarily, but a character. And so there are moments that they get to have their acting chops show. However, I would say that there are other moments that kind of like lag in between. And I don't know if it's just one of those things where it's like, oh, well, it's a film about making a film and acting and all that stuff. And so it gets wrapped up a little bit in its own meta-ness. Or if it's just either way, I think it was interesting. If you can get over the 1-inch barrier of subtitles, as my beloved Bong Joon-ho says, this is a film that you could check out. But I really recommend checking out Shoplifters. That one is just spectacular. It was nominated for Best Foreign Language Film Academy Award. For The Truth, I'm going to give it 3.6 out of 5.